Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Natalia. Now, this isn't a video that I was really planning on making, but I've gotten a few questions on different topics that are going on in the Latin world and just wanted to share my opinion with you guys. I think you guys value my opinion, I value yours, so why not share and discuss important things that are going on in the world, or maybe not so important things, and we just want to gossip and talk crap a little bit. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing some topics that have been arisen in the Latin community or the YouTube community, whatever it is. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So topic number one, I wanted to do an entire video on this, but I didn't, just because I didn't want to rant for 30 minutes on here, and that is about Hilaria / Hillary Baldwin. Now, like I said, I wanted to do an entire video on this, but didn't. And the reason I'm talking about this now is because I watched D'Angelo Wallace's video on it. I love him. He's amazing. If you guys don't watch him, please go put yourselves on because he's great. And he talked about it, and I was like, you know what? This is a really important topic because, okay, so in case you guys don't know, Hillary Baldwin is married to Alec Baldwin, who I've been a fan of, throughout the years. I think he's done some really decent and funny work. And since they've been married, I think they got married in 2010, she's always said that she is from Spain. Of Spanish descent, she had a Spanish accent, and her name was Hilaria. And then they started popping out all these kids, and all of them have Latin names. Recently, you know how Twitter is like the police of the world. Twitter found out that Hillary, was really from Boston, Massachusetts, born to American Caucasian parents, and had just been living this lie or this grift for years that she was from Spain, from Mallorca to be specific. And there's all these crazy videos of her, her accent just going in and out, completely sounding different from one interview to the next. There's an interview where she forgot the English word for cucumber. Yeah. Throughout all of these years, she's been profiting and building her career off of being an immigrant with a Spanish accent. In that same token, she's been taking opportunities from people that actually live this way and were actually born this way. And here's the thing. Now, I know I did a whole video on Hispanic versus Latino, so I'm not going to call her Latina because I don't think she was trying to be Latina, because people from Spain aren't considered Latinos because they're Europeans, but she was on the cover of Latina magazines. She was being honored with awards, and she was just taking up space as a woman who is pretending to be ethnic. She was being rewarded for accomplishing all of these great things, having these great charities, speaking at events, and just getting all of these little acknowledgments that could have gone to a person who's actually lived that journey. You know what I mean? I feel like I can go on and on about this topic, but I really do feel like she should be completely shunned from Hollywood because it makes no sense that for 10 years you are here pretending to be someone that you are absolutely not. Now, the actual truth is that her family, I think her dad is a professor of Spanish history or something like that. He has something to do with that. So she grew up going back and forth to Spain. Her parents actually moved to Spain. I think her brother lives there now too. So she would always whenever asked the question directly about her Spanish heritage, she would always kind of, if you listen to her answers, kind of shimmy around the answer. So she's not directly saying most of the time that she's from there, but heavily alluding to that. And even on her website, they said that she was born in Mallorca, Spain, and moved to Boston. Now, her apology was pretty shitty, to say the least, because she really failed to take ownership and take accountability for what she was doing, lying to everyone about who she truly is. And she tried to push the blame back on the public and saying well, I never officially said that I was from Spain. It was assumed, and I just went along with it, and that was my mistake. Her mistake was going along with it and not stopping it. Like, no. Like, you had clearly said that you were from Spain, you have family in Spain and all of this. You're forgetting the English word for cucumber. Like, come on. Come on. I am not a native Spanish speaker. I was born and raised here in New York, but I do speak both languages, and I don't even have moments like that. Like, I was raised speaking both languages, and that doesn't happen to me. So that doesn't happen to me in English, that doesn't happen to me in Spanish. So it was just the forcefulness of it that made absolutely zero sense to me. And for that, she's out of here. Like, I hate cancel culture. I really, really do not like cancel culture because I feel like sometimes it gets a little way too extreme. But when you do that and you're faking an accent when people literally do everything they can to hide their accents because they're judged off of that. You're changing your name when people that are immigrants to this country feel ashamed having the names that they do because they get denied opportunities. Like, that stuff really happens, and here you are profiting off of it as if it's a choice. Like, I can't. I literally cannot. Next topic. Now, I got asked about this and really didn't want to go there, but stuff has been like happening more recently on the internet. Like, she kind of popped back up and I was like, all right, let me just like say what I feel about her. Amanda Ensing. Now, this is kind of old news because the election's come and gone, the inauguration's come and gone, and Amanda Ensing is a beauty YouTuber here on YouTube that basically, once she shared her conservative views, and I don't mean to do this, but her conservative views and the fact that she was supporting former President Donald Trump, the internet lost their crap on her, as many people do on Trump supporters. Like, that's what happens. As far as how I feel about her, I've followed Amanda for years. Not gonna lie, I followed her for years. I stopped watching her videos a little while ago. Not even a little while ago, like kind of a while ago, over a year ago, I stopped watching her videos. I was still subscribed to her channel, but I stopped watching her videos just because I just wasn't connecting personally with her content anymore. Like, not that I connected personally, you know what I mean? Like, not enjoying it the same way that I did. And so I just stopped watching her videos, and I feel like okay, so I don't want to get like bashed for what I'm about to say, because I completely disagree with everything that comes out of her mouth. But I feel like people who do that, like people who express their views given the current climate that we were really in during the election time, when they express their views for the former president, I feel like a lot of them did it just to capitalize off of the reaction that they would get. Now, Amanda's boyfriend, he has been supporting him for a long time now, and she never said anything. But people kind of assumed that because she never said anything, she kind of went along with what he was saying. So my problem is not necessarily and not only with what she thinks, because of course I disagree with everything she says. I think that the former president was abysmal, and the situation in our nation was unbelievable and is unbelievable because it's still going on. We can't act like just because he's not in office that all of those 74 million people just disappeared, because they did not. When she said what she said and she was getting all of the reactions that she got, the reason why I was kind of annoyed with it was not only because of what she said, but because I felt like everyone was just like trashing her and trashing her and trashing her and giving her so much attention that at that point you're just doing the work for her. Like, you're giving her what she wants. You know, like, she wanted that attention. Her channel had not been performing the way that it did, years ago. And she needed something to revive herself. And for whatever reason, she chose that, whether she actually believes what she says, whatever. But giving her all of that attention only got her further along. Like, now she has a bigger following now. I think she gained like 60,000 subs or something, I saw, after she did like this Newsmax interview. I just feel like a lot of it was just for entertainment. That's basically it. Whether she truly believes that is on her. Like, I think that a lot of it was just to continue to get reactions out of people because she was being talked about and she wasn't being talked about for so long. As far as her, she's half Puerto Rican too, I should have mentioned. And more in the last like year or two, she's really started like mentioning that she's half Puerto Rican. She started going natural with her hair. She just started embracing that side of her culture more, which in the beginning I was kind of like, that's cool. Like, that's who you are. Like, you want to start embracing it now. To me, it's never too late. You guys know I make videos about this all the time. And if you feel like you really connect with that side, even though you never did, but you feel like you do now, or you want to learn more about that culture, then go ahead. Like, the more the merrier. We love the party. Like, come along, you know? So when she started doing that, I was kind of like, okay, like, do you, like, whatever. But now it just seems like, I don't know, it was all just for entertainment. Like, I can't even get like mad about it or upset about it because I just don't believe a lot of it was real, you know? Like, that's just how I feel about that. Last topic for today's video. This is one that I had been like side-eyeing for a little while, and I'm low-key mad that it's going on. And it's Ozuna and Anuel dissing Bad Bunny. Like, so I've been an Ozuna fan since Ozuna came out. Like, I really, really like him. My brother gets told all the time, especially more in the beginning, like rather than now, but he would get told all the time that he looks a lot like Ozuna. But we've just been really big fans of him. I've seen him in concert, and I've just always enjoyed his work. Anuel, I was a huge fan of too when he came out of jail and he was dropping his first album, and everyone was so excited about him. There was so much hype around him. And I truly enjoyed his work too. But then after a while, like after that first album, it started to seem like all of his music just sounded exactly the same. Like, he just did not have much of a range. Even his flow, like in songs, would start to sound the same. And you guys know how much I love Anuel. Like, if you guys watch my old like lit playlist videos and stuff, you'll see that I was rocking the Real hasta la muerte hoodie. Like, I would say all the time how much I loved Anuel. And that, like, not only like with the range of his music and his music not changing, like he just started saying things and doing things that I felt like were really like asshole-ish, and I just felt like I wasn't vibing with him anymore. Now, Bad Bunny, what can be said about Bad Bunny? I literally made a whole video about why Latinos love Bad Bunny so much. I feel like overall, whether or not you agree with some of the lyrics in some of his songs, I feel like he's a great role model and just great representation for the Latino culture. He's getting all these amazing opportunities like on American television. He was just on WWE, like at the Royal Rumble, and supposedly he's gonna wrestle at WrestleMania. Like, that is so cool. Like, that's been his dream. If you're a Bad Bunny fan, you know how much he loves wrestling. And to see him getting all of these opportunities and representing Puerto Rico, representing Latinos, just really doing the most for all of us, like, I think he's phenomenal. Supposedly, so what happened was Anuel and Ozuna released their joint album, Los Dioses. And there were 2 times that I've heard that they've kind of like snuck dissed or sneak dissed Bad Bunny. One was in the intro song. I think they play like John Cena's theme song, and then they kind of like in the video make it seem like they only cared about wrestling when they were kids and now they're adults now. And then there was an interview that they did more recently where Ozuna, I didn't watch the whole thing, but from the clip I saw, Ozuna was kind of talking about how, you know, reggaeton like doesn't need to be about wearing crazy outfits or doing crazy things with your hair or like all of that, which everyone kind of assumed that he was talking about Bad Bunny. And then Anuel was like cracking up in the background too, which was kind of weird. So or on the side of him. And so to me, it's just like, I don't understand why they need to hate on each other. I feel like, you know, Bad Bunny's opening a lot of doors that weren't opened for Latinos, especially in terms of in American television, singing in Spanish, that Anuel and Ozuna haven't accomplished yet. So to me, one, it could just totally be just for business and just to try and get a stir out of people and again, get hype around their album, which they just dropped. But it's just, it makes no sense to me because you guys should both be trying to accomplish the same goal. you know, like just represent the culture well, represent Puerto Rico well, like do it for the people, do it for the culture, like cut it out. So that's it, guys, for my opinions on certain topics. Please let me know what you guys think about this kind of video. I'll maybe do these from time to time when certain topics or things come up where you guys want to hear my opinion on. So let me know in the comments down below. Again, do not forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you're notified anytime I post a new video. And yeah, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Highs and lows, highs and lows. It's all the same. Highs and lows, highs and lows. Keep all your game.